Hey there, family. Dr. L here. When it comes to reinventing yourself, what exactly does that mean? When you hear that, what do you think of? The reason why I'm asking is because I know a lot of times we get excited about these things that we hear and these new ways of, just kind of being able to present ourselves. I was sitting here thinking, when someone says, I am going to reinvent myself, what are they saying? Me, being who I am, I was like, okay, let's think about it like this. It can be really as simple or as complex as really it needs to be, dependent on the individual. And I say that because to me, really, when you say reinventing yourself, once again, I feel like it is personal. And by being personal, it could be something, when I say simple, it could be something as simple as, I'm going to add some color to my wardrobe. I am a person that, is, very muted when it comes to my colors. And so I want to change up and be, more adventurous and, add some, yellows and reds and kind of get away from, the browns and the blacks. It could be something as simple as that. Or it could be, something as simple as incorporating something into your regular routine. Like, I want to read more, so I want to incorporate reading into my routine. Or even just changing that one annoying habit that you've been working on and you're like, okay, this time, this is it. I'm going to do it. I'm gonna start biting my nails. It could be something as simple as that. We want to make stuff so much harder than what it has to be. We think that it always has to be this big complexity to whatever we want to bring change into our life. That's not always the case. Now, it can be complex. It could be, something more like, I want to go back to school. I want to go and get a degree, or I want to change careers, something totally different from what I've ever done. Or you just want to say, I want to do just a complete overhaul of where I am now. I just want to just jump in there and just change everything. I want to change my style, what I eat, places I go, my surroundings. So it can be like a complete overhaul. I want to sit down and do this video. It's still the first quarter, the beginning of the year. And I know after all the New Year's resolutions have been made and we're just kind of just sitting back saying, where are we now? Are we, making progress to where we want to be? And then sometimes we kind of get hard on ourselves and we say, I feel like I'm back to square one. I'm back to being this person that I'm just really not satisfied with. And so we go into these thoughts or into these fads of, I want to do this and I want to make this grand change, only for us to end up back at square one. Maybe if we just start off small, if I wanted to reinvent myself as a person, where would I start? Personally, I would just start changing up some of my routines because they are not where they need to be. I have some very, very solid routines, but I know I need to change some things within my routines so I can be more consistent with my routines. It will help with my sleep. It'll help with my morning meditation. It will help with my meal planning. So it's a lot of things that it will help with, but it'll just be those simple changes that need to happen first. Instead of me jumping in and saying, you know what? I just want to just reinvent myself and just become this totally different person, because that's not really what I think that we're wanting, because we love ourselves, right? We love who we are. Now, we might not love some of the things we do and some of the habits that we have picked up along the way. And those are the things that we should really look at and focus on when we talk about reinventing ourselves. Not trying to come in and make these big, grand changes like we're just these unhappy people with who we are. If you want to be, more complex and say, hey, I do want to go back to school. I would like to finish my degree or go and get another degree. That's great. Start out small. Start out with saying, okay, what will be able to fit into my schedule and not cause a burden by the time I get to the second semester. And then I find myself dropping out again, giving up on the program altogether. Maybe if I just start off with taking 1 or 2 classes, getting my feet wet, and taking some evening classes or taking some online classes. Maybe before I just jump out there and say, okay, I want to just change my career altogether, maybe I should look into a hobby and see, do I like to do photography? I might not want to jump out of being a banker and going into my own photography business. Maybe it's more of something I want to do as a hobby. So those things that we can do that really help us, quote unquote, reinvent ourselves to become better individuals without putting on that pressure, like where I am or who I am as a person, I'm not pleased with. Because I think a lot of times that when we start saying things like that, it's almost a hidden message in our mind that it's something wrong and we need to be different and we need to change who we are. We may need to change some things about us. Stop looking at changing who you are as a person, because as a person, you are who God has made you and who He has intended you to be. I was talking to some girlfriends, and just talking about the year has started and we're off to a good start. Some of us off to a slow start. Some of us is like, yeah, I'm like in between. I'm like that in between person. But I don't want to say that, I'm just not happy with myself. I don't want to start pouring that negativity into myself. I don't want to start putting that stigma on me not being happy with myself. I want to say, okay, when I think of reinventing myself, I think of bettering myself. What can I do to enhance who I am as a person now, who God has made me, and just be able to continue to grow as that individual. I want you to please comment below in ways that you may have thought about reinventing yourself, in ways you may have said, you may have rethought about. You may have thought before when you said you want to reinvent yourself, you thought of it this way, but now you're like, maybe this is a better way. Okay, well, till next time, love you. Bye.